Well, these Chalk Talks get more and more enjoyable as the Seahawks team continues to just be so productive on the field. Winners of 11-12, 11-1, control of their own destiny. All they got to do is go 2-2 down the stretch, and they'll be hosting these Chalk Talks and these playoff games right at CenturyLink Field. I thought John Gruden does such a good job. I mean, it's hard at times in these Chalk Talks to go back and replay something that he's already talked through. I think the most thorough analyst in all the business, the coach up there upstairs, really documented play after play in that game with the Saints so well. But let me just add a few little layers of details to what turned out to be a really big play in this game. In the second quarter, the Seahawks are already up 17-7. Now, New Orleans had driven down and scored their one touchdown. The Seahawks get the ball back, was about half the quarter through, 7:54, and this was a 3rd and 3. If you've learned one thing about this guy right here, number 3, in this system that is still a run-first system, you better be really good on 3rd and 3. Around the league, you know, in this down and distance, many times the tendency of most people is to play man-to-man coverage. Why? Well, you don't want to play zone and give a little easy completion, a hitch, a little stick route, a slant. You want to make them earn it in 3rd and 3. So you typically get man-to-man. Now, what you get out of Rob Ryan and the New Orleans Saints is you get what's called the casino blitz. Trent Dilfer loves that term. You'll hear it quite a bit in football. You'll also hear it called cover zero. Why? Why is it called casino blitz? It's called casino blitz because that defense is rolling the dice. Rolling the dice that they're going to get home and sack the quarterback by bringing one more than you can block. Why is it called cover zero? Well, because there are 0 safeties in the field, and if you can block it up, well, you roll those dice and you can win and win big. And what I love about this call and why I was talking through this play with Pete Carroll on Monday was this showed me the next evolution. That when you could play this position right here and not just take a little slant route or a little flat route or just take a little 5-yard gain versus this casino blitz, but when you gash them, when you attack them, when you make the play down the field, well, guess what you don't see a whole bunch of? Cover zero in casino blitz throughout the rest of the game. So New Orleans comes and they show it early. Why do they show it early? This is point number 1. Why do they come up and show this young quarterback 0 safety? Well, they do this because Seattle has shown a couple things. They've shown that they will have an answer, and more importantly, they will show in this down and distance they can run the ball. So instead of trying to disguise and get to it late, New Orleans has to show their cards, has to line everybody up for fear of a run play. So somebody isn't out of gap and isn't out of position. So that threat of a run that number 24, the beast mode always presents, gets that defense once lined up. And once they're lined up, well, watch the interaction here with Doug Baldwin and his eyes into the quarterback and his communication via hand signal to Golden Tate. He's telling him we've got cover zero, and I'm going to take this guy one-on-one. If I can beat him clean, I'm going to beat him clean. Golden Tate gets himself out of the play on a little hitch route. Jermaine Kearse runs a slant. Fortunately, Russell wasn't looking there because he falls down, and instead you get tremendous protection. Doug beats his man one-on-one, and you hit, obviously, the 50-plus yarder down the field. Last little detail. Remember the Houston Texan game? Remember so many of these games where you had free runners coming into the backfield. They bring one more than you can block. Okay, everybody accounts for who they can account for. Marshawn does a good job of stoning the DB, but you got one extra guy, and even he can't get home because you're so solid in your protection. You slide out to the unblocked defender. You make him work through this wash in this mass of humanity. He doesn't even get in the face. Russell's got plenty of room. When he's got plenty of room, and you got Baldwin one-on-one, you got advantage Seahawks. And you know what you don't see a whole bunch? You don't see them rolling the dice much longer.